Listen, speaking about high school football, speaking about St. Aug, listen, there's been a lot of great things going on over there in New Orleans, over there in the Seven Ward.
On AP Turo.
AP Turo, going diggity.
Mhm.
Listen, we had the head coach of St. Aug, Coach Nick Foster, on FanView Live. Man, listen, first and foremost, it's a pleasure to have you. First time, I think it's for Coach Nick, first time.
First time.
First time.
First time.
Not,
Definitely first time. Definitely first
first
time.
time.
Y'all can hear me?
Make sure it's not the last time.
Hey, we can hear you, coach.
Yeah, definitely first time. I've been was supposed to get on. We're not gonna talk about that, bro. I appreciate the honor,
G
bro.
Sports.
I appreciate you being on, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm proud of G with everything you've been doing.
Listen,
I appreciate y'all just having me on, bro.
listen, Coach Nick, man. Talk about the preparation of week this upcoming week, man. You guys, obviously, for people who don't know, Coach Nick was the former coach. He's on the assistants over there at Edna Carr.
Yep.
Been over there for over 6 seasons over at Edna Carr. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But man, talk about your preparation upcoming this week. It's a big time matchup this weekend between you guys on Saturday night between you and Edna Carr. Talk about some of the preparation, some of the things you guys have been, how you've been preparing your guys this week for this upcoming game.
We're gonna treat it. It's a big game, but our preparation don't change. I mean, I'm looking at film right now. We
Daddy.
always prepared, no matter who the opponent is. We just got to work on ourselves. But this is an amazing opponent. Y'all know the atmosphere of this game gonna be amazing.
Yep.
But just go against a program like Cole, my family, it's
Right.
gonna be a big game.
Coach Foster, man, just talk about getting off to a high start, man. 3-0. To go down there and Zachary. Well, Zachary hadn't lost a game in 2 years, and they rarely lose at their place. To go down there and go against a high-powered offense with an Alabama commit at quarterback, I thought your defense did a phenomenal job up front, particularly that D-line, man, just getting pressure in his face. I even was impressed how y'all was able to get him out the game for a couple of series. I think he came back at some point. But just talk about how y'all was able to go down there, man, and get a victory against a state championship caliber program like that.
Well, this is our third year. This is my third year as the head coach. These guys who are seniors now, they've been with us 3 years. So, we've been in dog fights with Zachary. They've been battle tested, but at the same time, we went up to the Soto, played a national team.
Yep.
Yep.
We played a tough team with Easton, played a tough team with Zachary, right? So we battle tested. They know what it took to come out there and basically we had to go take that one. Coach Brew do a great job with that program, with their whole school. And Eli's a fighter, man. And y'all talk about the D line, it was after him every play. I see that D line every day at practice, man. I mean, they're a good bunch. Coach Kyle Alexander, Coach Javon Allen, Coach Edward Dillon, all of them, they do a good job with that D line.
Listen, Coach, this is Fred. Listen, talk about the process for the past 3 years now, being there now at St. Aug. Talk about some of the things that you helped that's now helped that program become the program that you forecast and foreseeing the vision of. Obviously, it wasn't easy your first year coming in, but talk about the growth that you've seen now at St. Aug.
Well, last year was harder than the first year. We went 0-4 last year. So
Right, right, right.
it's been an entire process my whole career here. But to be honest with you, the St. Aug family community, the alums, the problem with St. Aug always have been they have so much support. They didn't know how to organize it, but they trust my vision and support me. It's a long journey, but my principal, my president, my AD, all of them, they're backing behind us and everything falling intact now.
Coach, man, I kind of want to talk about when you look at the landscape of college football and when you look at high school football, it's a lot of African American coaches out there that's having a lot of success,
Right.
On the football level. Just talk about the direction that you see going forward, man, and with a lot of African American coaches coming out of New Orleans and being successful at the college level and being successful at the high school level as of today.
Well, G, me and you talk all the time, and I was trying to basically tell you need to do a documentary. But Frank Wilson, really, Berkey Burns, all those guys before us, they opened the way. Open the doors for us to get to college, for us to be head coaches, for us
Right.
to have a program. I grew up watch Frank basically turn old Perry Walker into a powerhouse.
Yep.
Powerhouse.
I seen what Dave did with St. Augustine. We all know the story what Jalou did with Carr.
Yep.
Right.
But also with Bryce, I was blessed to see my brother basically go get four and build a program. And now I'm able to do my own and do it my way. Even though I'm away from my family, I built my own over here. And if it wasn't for those guys teaching me
Yep.
and giving us the examples, taking the risks, sacrificing time for their family, doing things for the community,
Right.
right? Frank Wilson, Jalou, Dave, all those guys showed us the way. To this day, I have to talk to them at least twice a week, and they telling me about the little things. Spanky, are you cleaning the locker room? Are they making sure this clean? All those little things like that, all those guys there, they're the founders of what we're doing. But we just have to do our part and just take it to another level.
Look, Coach Nick, talk about your journey to becoming a coach. Obviously, you played that call, you graduated in '04. You and Bryce. Bryce goes off to I think Grambling, and you go off to UAB. But talk about your journey and talk about how maybe Bryce got you into coaching. Obviously you probably had a different path, but just talk about that journey of becoming a high school coach, and now your way to now becoming a head coach.
First off, I never thought I'd be a coach at all. I hated the profession.
Man, come on, hold up, man. You come from a coaching tree with your daddy.
I'm about to tell you now. So I hated it. And Norman, our best friend, our good friend Norman would tell you, I hated the coaching profession because I had to share my dad with the whole community.
Right.
I was
Right.
a baby, so I was spoiled. My dad would always go, help this family or do this or do that. I didn't understand the benefits of what he was doing. But as I got older, I'm wealthy because not with money, but my connections and,
The
my
people.
friends and the
Yep.
people. I was
People.
always, taught to invest in people and kids and do right by people. But yeah, I was in dental school. I did 2 years of dental school after football. Like I heard, I wasn't even thinking about coaching. My mother got sick, and Bryce and Brock and my brother Etheridge, all of them was like, man, it's time to come home and do what you was born to do. I was like, man, that's not in me. I don't like coaching. I don't want to do it. But I didn't. But as I got into it and see what Bryce, Norman, and it was building already at Carr, I wanted to be a part of it. That's my family. That's home. And they showed me everything. They showed me the ropes. I knew the fundamentals of coaching by watching my father, but the business of coaching, organizing game plans, just being a punctuality, the things in school, making sure kids on time, making sure holding kids accountable. All right, little things like that. But also a huge lesson I learned from Jalou and Bryce. Reach them before you teach.
Yep.
Have a
Yeah.
connection with them kids.
Yep.
Right? Drop them off. Let the dollar mean you be your best friend. Because our kids, they need help in the community. All right, sometimes you might have to feed a kid or hot and spicy go a long way.
Listen,
Never
that
know.
4 for 4, that 4 for 4 be popping. That
Yeah.
4 for 4 off the chain,
But
and
that's
the
the
windows on
things-
every block.
That's the little things I was taught in the car. Not only as a student, but I became a student again after college when I came home and got into coaching. And it's really like a factory. All right, the things that they teach, and T. Howard teaching me things in the building, and also the way he watched film. I learned how to watch film from T. Howard. T. Howard will be at Carr all the way at midnight. All right, just studying film and see. So I know what I'm going up against.
Right.
But the thing is, they taught me that. And then also Miss Allen, she's a big part of that too. Just to see the way she organized, do different things for the boys, feed them, make sure they have this. I had to bring all that here and, do it myself and put a twist to it. But I was taught, I was given an example. I had many foundations that helped me. So love them. That's always going to be family. And, they got my back through whatever. But in that rectangle, we always taught, ain't no family in there. We're going at each other's top. It's going to be a good game Saturday.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt. No doubt. Coach Nick, man, I always like to ask high school coaches, college coaches, whoever's in that profession about as it pertains to kids when they get to college. You have these kids that's highly recruited and might be a 4-star, 5-star, and then some of them have this wall they hit when they get to college.
Yeah.
What, in your mind, what do you think it is when some of these kids get to college that they hit this adversity and it's hard for them to evolve when they get to that stage, and some of them, like I know a lot of kids that came back and said, gee, I just don't even want to play college football no more. It's stressing me out. My mental health is not there. I'm just gonna go to school.
Right.
I'm just gonna quit and go get a job. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's twofold to that. Two situations with that. All right. Some kids in a program like I run, but also a program like CAR, it's like we run it so well that they get spoiled, and that's the way that they know, right? And when we do the extra, like picking them up or dropping them off, holding them accountable, things like that, they get used to it. So when they're in college and in a different system, and they're away and they're free, then I have me on them, they don't have Bryce on them, they don't have Jaluk on them, right? It's like, are you taking what you learned at this program and bringing it to college?
Right.
Now, like I said, it's twofold. Are we doing the extra and still doing the more as coaches? Gee, you do a lot of mentoring with kids like Jakai. A lot of times when you talk to him, you don't know that conversation that conversation is taking him far.
Right.
Right? He's just thinking, man, I can't let G down. I can't let my mama down. But also, it's good to hear a familiar voice. That's what things I was taught at call. You got to go the extra. When those kids leave from our program, it's not done. It's not done. All right, you got to get that degree. You got to come back in the community and do something for the community. You got to be a good citizen. You can't just stop when they get to college. All right, and I watch them. I listen. So that's a big question. G, what side you on? What's your pick, G?
Man,
what's your pick?
Man, look, I just looking at both teams and knowing y'all rosters like that, and knowing a lot of people on y'all coaching staffs. I think in the trenches, that's what the game is won and lost at, and just looking at how good y'all are up front, I think that could cause some problems on Saturday. If they are able to control you guys up front, I think Carr will win it, because I think skill-wise y'all match up pretty even. But I think y'all do have a slight advantage up front. And if y'all do what y'all been doing these first 3 games up front, I think y'all can mess around and beat Carr for the second time in your 3 years at St. Augustine.
That's big, though. That's big. I didn't expect that from you. Now, Norman gonna watch this, right? Norman gonna watch this. Gotta explain his answer now.
Yeah. You gotta have an explanation.
Look, but
gotta have an explanation.
Norman know one thing, man. I'm gonna say how I feel. I ain't gonna be biased. A lot of people think I'm biased toward Carr and Coach Bryce and all them boys.
You are.
No, I'm not. If they've been the best
I'm glad you said it.
If they was the best team that particular year, I'm gonna say it. I can't say it just because I got a relationship with these people. No,
but you are. Listen, there's nothing wrong with a little bias.
Nah, I'm a realist. And I just said it up front. I think St. Aug is a little better than Carr up front.
Okay.
So, and I think if Carr cannot come and control a line of scrimmage on Saturday, I think St. Aug will win the game. Like I said, skill position wise, I think they match up evenly.
Okay.
But up front, I think St. Aug is a little better. That's how I feel. But I'm sure I'm sure Bryce gonna figure a way to try to counter how good they are up front. So that's what's gonna be so good about this game.
That's what makes Bryce.
That's what's gonna make this, because I know Nick gonna have a counter for his counter. It's just gonna be a chess match. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that's what we're preaching. I'm going against T. Howard and Bryce going against Javon. And it's all family, but it's gonna be good, fundamental, solid football.
Listen, man.
Just like in the backyard, we call them 10 play against each other. This is like old times.
Yeah.
Look, I would tell you this, Coach Nick. It's a win for the city of New Orleans.
Yep.
Just to feel it to be a great game, great turnout. And let's just make sure we have no drama. People in the stands, if y'all listening, man, listen. It's a win for the city. Regardless of what team wins, it's a win because you get 2 huge Black American communities coming together to play a football game. They both are hot right now. Obviously, you guys are 3-1. They 3-0. So, now y'all the cap.
No, they 3-0. That one loss against DeSoto didn't count.
That ain't count.
They say you can't give us that one, Fred. I use that for Jamboree. I'm doing that.
Okay. Well, you both are undefeated at the moment until Saturday arrives. And so now when you have this matchup for the city, the best outcome I can ask for is it stays injury free, it stays drama free, and we all can appreciate the essence of the game. Either whichever team wins, but just make sure that we don't have people who listen. Man, no drama, man. It's a win for the city. Obviously, to watch these 2 teams go at it. I'm excited about this game because I think it's box office.
Yeah, definitely box office.
It's box office in terms of 2 New Orleans schools, 2 predominant big time schools in the state of Louisiana right now facing off, and now that y'all in district, you know what I mean?
Right.
So now being in the Catholic, not in the call now in the Catholic League. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it.
I appreciate you saying that because that is a big thing. We're gonna compete and do our thing in a rectangle. It's a chess match, like G
Absolutely.
said. But we want people to just come out, enjoy the bands, right? Both have great two bands, and we had to move the game, so it's gonna be a big game. We don't want no drama. We just want to put on a good display of football and have fun. All right, high school football is about fun. High school, period. We don't want all the drama at the game. We just want to have a good game and compete. Best program win.
That program went.
I do want to. I know I said the last question was my last question, but this is what I really want to
You
ask you.
good, G? I know you're gonna talk. You probably got like 4 more you want to ask.
Look.
I ain't got lunch food right now. You good? I'm on lunch.
I see you over there sipping on that Popeye. You got some black and strips, coach. What you got over there?
That was yesterday. We had Popeyes. I got lasagna today.
Or you gonna feed them coaches? I know you're gonna feed them. But
Every day I take care of them. I learned that from Miss Allen and Bryce and T.I. I was the Chubbies runner. I was the one for Chubbies from T.
What's your response to when you have a program that's predominantly white and they're winning and having success? People say that they have great coaching. And when you have a program that's predominantly black and they're winning and having success, they say, oh, they got talent. What's your response to that, Coach Nick?
Of course, we look at that and it's a problem. It's a stigma. And the way I look at it, with Bryce, it took Bryce a long time to get that recognition and respect. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody's like, Cole's getting this, Cole's getting talent.
Right.
But I asked him this same question before, and he was like, man, it's about the kids. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. It's about the kids. So if they want to be like they got talent, go ahead. All right, because I do have talent, but at the same time, Phil Jackson was one of the best coaches. He ain't never had no sad team. All right, and he's one of the best coaches because he could facilitate talent. He could organize culture. He could make those kids run through a wall. That's coaching. And if I don't get the recognition for that, as long as they, get the recognition, that's the most thing I'm proud of, my kids.
No doubt.
You know the truth. The truth is, if you coaching all Caucasian kids, they're not talented.
I'm gonna let you say it.
I'm gonna say it.
They're talented in different ways, though.
No,
like
the stigma is they have a higher IQ, and the other stigma is black American kids are more athletic.
We just athletic and we can't think.
And we can't think.
Yeah.
And the stigma is that they don't have the athleticism, but they have a higher IQ. Right. That's why you see them like in basketball, they're more shooters than you see them dunking.
Yeah.
That's the stigma. So that's why a lot of times I think that black American coaches don't get the credit for coaching because they think they're just coaching great athletes and they get them to play together when that's not completely true. Yeah. They're great coaches regardless. If you gave them Caucasian kids, I still think they would get them to perform at a high level.
Yeah.
And so it's deeper. We always have our power panel meetings with my kids. And I had a few kids that come from the programs, had to sit out and they wanted to be a part of saying, oh, they want to be over here. They want to feel home. All right. So we asked them type of question. Why, at this program, if this guy tell you that, I ain't going to name the program. If he tell you to do something, you do it. But over here, right, at one of our inner city public schools, if a coach tell you to do something, it's you got this, you got why, you got how, or this or that. That's our job as a teacher. But as our young black kids, we're taught, and this generation is tough because they're the generation of the why. They want to know. You have to explain, right? So now it's tough on us as coaches, that I mentioned earlier. We have to do the more because our kids, this generation, they want to know the why. They want to know the how or why I'm doing this. Like, we used to get whooped if we was told, if we asked an adult why. And we'll get that in our mouth. But it's different times now, but our kids are smarter, right? So they're challenging us as well. But as a head coach, as a coach, period, that's your job to basically teach that kid not to ask why, but teach him why. All right, that also goes to reaching before you teach. Like a lot of these kids at, the Catholic schools, if they coach tell them do it, they do it. All right, ain't no questions asked. They tell you squeeze, they squeeze. They tell you step lateral, they lateral. If they tell you deep third, they deep third.
Right.
All right, and they have systems in place in that, right? They playing elementary ball, park ball, then they going to middle school, then they playing, JV. Those sub varsity games are very important. A lot of our kids are playing travel ball, going to varsity.
Yep.
Travel ball and varsity. Think about how much fundamental they're missing.
Yep.
Right? They just jumping straight in the fight. So they're like, why? All right, and they're the why generation. Instead of just line up, boy, get in the 3-tech. All right, we have to teach them that. We have to teach them that before they even line up. They don't know it.
Right.
Right? So naturally, they're going to be like, why? But I feel that's a big reason for that. And also, our black kids, we was all taught to be leaders. All right, we was all taught to be leaders. So a lot of us, they want the ball. They want to be the one to make the big hit. They want to be like, it's hard for our kids to be role players, and we have to teach them that. That was the reason why we started pride pounders and stuff like that, to teach our young black men how to basically be a group, right? Sometimes they'll argue and don't know how to basically, handle without a physical altercation. We had to teach kids that.
Right.
We wasn't taught those types of things. We were taught to just do. All right, these kids ask why. So once you get that going and you're teaching them the why, and that's a culture builder. Yep. That's what you see in that culture. Whatever those kids, whatever Bryce T. Howard and them tell them what to do, they do it. All right, that program basically an example of like what you're saying with the Catholic League, with the white kids and all that.
Yeah.
We countered that. We was able to counter that. Jaluk made Bryce strip it down from the bottom, and it's been a respected program ever since. Same thing I'm building over here.
And see, I was getting to something when I asked you that question, because it's been a number of times over the last 6-7 years where people say, oh man, Carr just got talent, or Warren Easton just got talent.
Yep.
Amy just got talent. And I mean, Nick, I've sat in those Sunday meetings with y'all from 3 o'clock after the Saints game till 8, 9 o'clock at night, where y'all in there really game planning, strategically putting a plan in place to take down your opponent on that next week. And when I got to see that firsthand, I couldn't let nobody just sit there and say, okay, Carr just got talent.
It ain't just talent.
St. Aug just got talent. Amy just got talent. No. These guys got real coaches that can get on the board and break all this down. They can teach you how to wrong arm. They can teach you how to set the edge. They can teach you how to get skin in the hole, which I saw how you did that number of times at Nichols Camp when y'all used to go every year. So that's why I said that, because I take offense to that when people say predominantly black schools only winning because they got talent.
It's disrespectful.
Gee, that's intrigued me to get into coaching. Like, I had a little gray years before I moved back home, and Bryce used to show me, the clips of Speedy, show Noel, and all those. I ain't coached those guys. I came after them, right? So everybody from the outside used to be like, man, Coach just got all the guys.
Right.
Coach just got all the talent. They got Joe. They got Speedy. Man, I went sat in a Sunday meeting. I'm like, man, my brother's really coaching.
For real.
Like, I want to be a poster. I want to be a part of this. They talking about X's and O's. Norman teaching how to squeeze on a special team.
Yep.
Dylan is talking about like how special teams are. They really coaching, right? And it intrigued me to get into coaching. That what really got me into coaching, to see how they prepare, right? The way they taught me how to prepare. That's the amazing part of it. And then to see it on a Friday night, actually manifest and come into intuition, like it's amazing.
And I think, one of your coaches on your staff right now, Clyde Alexander, just watching that D line and how violent and ferocious they are. Talk about his progression as a coach, because this is Clyde's first year or second year coaching in high school, if I'm not mistaken, right?
He coached 1 year before at White Castle, but just to see his grind and his growth,
and his passion for it.
Yeah,
his passion.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta love about Clyde.
Yeah.
Clyde is call man as well. I grew up under Clyde, and he like family. So we didn't have room over there for him at call, but when I got over here, I knew I was gonna give him my opportunity. Before me, he had his own business with Edge Assassin, just training kids, and I was impressed by what he was doing.
Yeah.
But it's always a trick when you're hiring trainers, turning them into coaches. Now you're into coaching, and then and everything as well, but it's like sometimes egos play a part of it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Sometimes you have to humble yourself. Like, I used to call a role at Carr, and I took pride in being the number 2. So whatever your role is, you have to basically take that role and be the best at it.
And be the best at it.
That's the growth. That's the growth I'm proud of with Clyde. With me being younger than him, I'm his younger brother, but at the same time, he humble himself.
Yep.
I look like, and damn DM's that sweet. I do the job. He's able to take it. Right? When something go wrong, he's not. Or something, even when something go right. I know y'all see him posting little pictures and stuff like that with the hand pointed.
Yeah.
But Clyde is the one basically is the like, man, that's the kids.
Right.
That's the coaching staff. It's not me. It's
Right.
he's humbling himself.
Right.
And I love that about him. Man, he works his ass off, man. He's a hard worker. I'm proud of him.
Right, yeah. I just had to say that because that D-line sticks out on film. I mean, they just jump out to
Oh,
me.
D-line the best position on my team. I stand behind him. D-line, I got the best D-line in the state, and they're showing you why.
Listen, I got my last question before we wrap up. What legacy you're trying to leave, Coach Nick, when this is all said and done? Coach Nick, when his coaching career, you done hung it up and say, you know what, my head said it's done. I'm here to watch the game. What legacy you want to leave when you all said and done when it comes to coaching?
It's been a great interview, by the way. I'm glad you asked me that because it got me thinking about my family. When G mentioned things, it made me think about my family. Right. My dad, his legacy is in Marrero on the West Bank, and he set that path for me. So that's always a bar standard that I'm always trying to reach. But watching Frank Wilson, watching Jalou, watching Dave Johnson, and things that they did, I want to be better than them. I want to be better than Bryce. All right, I want to be better than Coach Walsh. Coach Washington, Otis Washington did an amazing job by setting the foundation here at St. That was years back. That was 1979. All right, Coach Tony Behenges did an amazing job here. All right, as a man, I'll tell you to your face, I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be a part of that, but I want to be better than all of them. All right, so I work hard. But my ending goal is for the Seventh Ward to be how my dad has Marrero. The way my dad names is respected in Marrero, and when my mom and dad got ill, me and my brother didn't have to work for nothing. All right, my whole community really helped and take care of my dad. All his players, everybody helped. I want that same thing, like you said. When it's all said and done, and I put my headset up, I just want to come back to the 7-1 and everybody respect and know Coach Nick Foster.
That's Coach Nick Foster.
No doubt, man. Man, you're doing your thing over there, man, on AP Tour, man. Can't wait to see this game unfold on Saturday. I know it's gonna be packed. So my prediction at the end of the day, like I say, if Carr can't block y'all up front, I got St. Aug winning the game.
You keep putting the if in front of this.
20.
Make the prediction.
20.
I'm putting the if. Make the prediction.
27-21. Whew.
Who win?
St. Aug.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
St. Aug. I just don't know. I'm just leery. Will they be able to block y'all? I don't know. So that's why that's my prediction.
I don't know if having you on my side is a good thing, G. I'm used to being an underdog for you. I've been successful with the underdog. Pick call, man. Pick call. Go with Norman and Bryce, man. They're doing good.
Man, look, them
I don't want no more spotlight.
They know they my dogs, man. But look, I mean, I gotta call a spade a spade. Just watching your O-line and your D-line, I've been very impressed. Just gonna.
I appreciate that. Coach Elliott been working hard with the O-line as well. We know what Clyde doing with the D-line, but I know it's gonna be a good game, man. Also, man, Bryce got together with Jabal. It's definitely the Jabal Jalou Classic. Mm-hmm. Every year we're gonna have a trophy. We're traveling from school to school. We're working on waiting on the trophy now. Hopefully we'll have it for Saturday. But it's a big thing. Coach Jalou coached both of us, and he took what he did at St. Aug, what he learned at St. Aug, and brought it to Carr. Really started a dynasty, in my opinion. Love coach and always have respect for him, and we're gonna put on a good display and show football for him.
No doubt, man. Good luck to you on Saturday, Coach. We got to get you back on in the near future.
Oh, so what we looking at? December, January? With your time? I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep on with things, dog. Thank y'all.
No problem,
all right, Coach.
Nick. Listen, y'all. It's a big-time game this coming weekend.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a big game.
It's going to be box